Assalamualaikum and good morning, students. Today we will learn about Unit 5 Plants. We will continue what we have learned last week. There are two objectives for today's learning. The first objective is at the end of the lesson, student will be able to make generalization that a plant can reproduce through various ways by carrying out projects. The second objective is at the end of the lesson, student will be able to explain the result of observations about plant reproduction through written or verbal forms, sketches, or ICT in a creative way. Okay class, do you know that certain plants have more than one way of reproduction? Do you know that? Let me tell you. The first example of plants that have two ways of reproductions is basil. Basil reproduce through seed and stem cutting. Look at the picture. This is the seed and this is stem cutting. The second way of reproduction for basil. The second example of plants that have two ways of reproduction is water spinach. Water spinach can reproduce through seed and stem cutting. The third example is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes can reproduce through stem cutting and underground stem. Look at the picture. This is the picture of stem cutting of a sweet potatoes, and this is the picture of sweet potatoes that reproduce through underground stem. Do you know that we can also reproduce plants using technology such as tissue cultures and Cottage? There are two ways of technology that can reproduce plants. The first technology in plant reproduction is tissue culture. What is tissue culture? Tissue cultures can produce new plants from tissues of a parent plant that are placed in a nutrient medium. I will tell you more about this after this. The examples are banana plants and orchid plants. Look at the picture. This is the plants that can reproduce through technology, which is tissue culture. Look, this is how we do the tissue culture. First, we have the tissue samples taken from a parent plant. We need to take some tissue samples from the parent plant, and then the tissue samples placed in a nutrient medium. Look, by using a petri dish, then the tissue samples develop into tiny plantlets. Look, the tissue sample grows, and then it will be a plant. The next technology in plant reproduction is cottage. Cottage can increase the number of plants without planting seeds. We are not using seeds, but we are using cottage system. Look, this is the method of cottage. Examples are mango trees. This is mango trees and lime trees. These two plants is reproduced through cottage. Look, this is how we do cottage. First, you have to cut and remove the bark, and then wrap the exposed stem with a growing medium, and then cover it with a plastic wrap film. And the fourth step is after the roots have grown, cut the branch from the parent tree. Look, the root grown. And then the last one, remove the plastic wrap and plant the branch in the soil. So this is more cottage method. Okay, now activity time. I want you to open your science activity book on page 49. Look, this is a rose apple reproduction. Look at the picture. We can plant it using seed, and we can plant it using more cottage method. I want you to answer the questions below. If you don't know, you can find videos about it in the YouTube. And then turn to page 50. There is an experiment. I want you to read it and look some videos of it. Find some videos of it in the YouTube about sweet potatoes that can reproduce through stem cutting and underground stems. Then answer the question on page 51. After you watch the video, answer the question. And then turn to page 52. I want you to state the reproduction ways, naturally or using technology, for the plants below. Look, there are 3 plants: banana plant, bougainvillea plants, and mango tree. I want you to state, for example, natural reproduction for banana plants is sucker. Then we have learned, right? Reproduction way using technology is tissue culture. We have learned about this before. Okay, if you don't know the answer, you can use the web, the internet, to find it. Gain some information from the internet. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you, class. Send the pictures of your completed task in the Google Classroom, okay? Happy learning! Science is fun!